Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Summers. I'm the PFR lead here at the Henderson, Kentucky site.
I'm Camille Lambert. I'm the field agronomist for this area.
And we wanted to take some time today to go over some of the highlight studies that we have that unfortunately due to field show we're not going to be able to have the normal experience that we've had in the past, but we wanted to give everyone a snapshot of everything that we're doing here and again some of the highlight studies that we're really excited about.
Yeah, so like Brandon said, we're really excited. We've got a lot of new studies on the farm this year and a lot more in-season management type studies. So we're really excited to show you guys just a little piece of what we have. And if you want to, you can still come on a tour and see what it's all about.
Yep. So we're going to take some time here. We're going to hit several of these studies and explain to you what we're looking at and why. So this is a new study for us this year. It's a brand new product called Pivot Bioproven. It's an in-furrow product that is supposed to affect the efficiency use of nitrogen within the corn plant. And Camille's going to explain to us a little bit about how it works and what we're expecting to see from it.
So they actually applied this in furrow, and it's supposed to adhere to those corn roots and stay on those roots as the corn plant grows. So basically what it does is it widens the highway. So our roots are like our highway for nutrients and for water to flow into that corn plant. It's just supposed to make it easier for that corn plant to take in nitrogen. It actually grabs the nitrogen from the air, converts it into a usable ammonia form, and it's supposed to continuously feed the plant throughout the season with lots of uptake during those critical growth.
Yep, we're excited to see how it turns out. So another product that we're testing for the first time this year is a product called Invita. This is kind of a unique product because it allows the corn plant to actually fixate nitrogen just like what we can think of when we think of soybeans. So Camille, how does this product work?
Yeah, so we applied this product in furrow and it actually grows with the plants. So it's going to attach to the roots, it's going to grow with the plants, and it's just another additional source of nitrogen. So it's going to provide a season-long nitrogen, and especially during those critical growth periods, we typically can see a lot of environmental stress during some of those most critical timings. So this is just an additional source of nitrogen to help that plant grow.
So the company that produces Invita actually claims that we'll be able to cut our nitrogen rates by 27%. And then if we added the product Invita to our normal nitrogen program, they say we'll see about a 5 to 13% yield bump or up to 20%.
Wow.
So with soybeans, they say we'll see about an 8% yield bump. So we're really excited to see how this turns out this fall. And we encourage you to look for the results in the 2020 PFR book.
Yeah.
So a major portion of the studies we do here at the Henderson site involve nitrogen in some form or fashion. And two of them that we're going to talk about now, one being our nitrogen system study. And this is kind of an older study that we did for years, especially when this farm was up at Fort Branch yet. And we did it for a year or two when we moved down here to Henderson. But it's one we've brought back to test many different types of nitrogen applications. So we look at everything from pre-plant ammonia to different applications with liquid and then combinations of the two. So we're kind of excited to bring that one back. As genetics change and the needs of these hybrids change, we're pretty excited to reevaluate that and see if that data has changed. So another study that we have here that involves nitrogen is our nitrogen application study. And this looks at the Underfirth Nutramax coulter system for their side dress rigs. And what this allows us to do is put our nitrogen down with a coulter like our standard side dress rig. And then we also have the option to put some down with a wide drop or a combination of the two. It's kind of a unique setup that we're excited to look at again this year.
Yeah, so like Brandon said, a lot of studies that we do here do involve application. So these studies are involving nitrogen, and we actually have one more study, and it's looking at thin management of corn and nitrogen response. So that's another in-season type management practice that we're going to hope to give you guys answers to. So look for the PFR book this winter to see what the results look like. So I'm seeing in one of our new studies, we're starting to shift the focus of PFR a little bit to help you guys make more in-season management decisions, because things happen in the growing season and we get asked questions on the fly. Do we make this in-season late application or do we not? So I'm standing in front of our planting date fungicide response study, and Brandon's going to tell us more about it.
Yeah, so we came out here and we planted on 3 different planting dates of mid-April, mid-May, and mid-June. And then we're going to come out here when each of those planting dates hits the R3 growth stage and spray it with Trivapro, which is a PFR proven product.
Yeah, so the reason for the R3 application, and I get this question all the time, can I spray a little early? You know, I'm at full flower. Can I go ahead and spray? So the reason we wait till R3 is because 65% of our yield comes from nodes 6 to 13, which are typically exposed at the R3 growth timing. And so we want to wait for that crucial time because that's when we're getting a lot of our yield, and we want to make sure we protect those trifoliates when they're open.
Yep. So it will be really interesting to see how this turns out, because like Camille said, this is a question we get all the time, and we're excited to hopefully be able to answer it now. So another new precision planting product that we're trying out for the first time this year, and it's kind of an industry first, is automated closing wheel down pressure. So this is a completely new system, as you can see from the pictures in the video here, that we're really excited to try out. It was very interesting to see it actually change down pressure as we went across the field. We did this study on both corn and soybeans.
Yeah, so something that I'm really excited about in this study is emergence, right? So this is an actual, it's a closing system. So a properly closed furrow is going to have no air pockets. It's going to kind of have an easy path for that plant to emerge, and we're also going to retain soil moisture. So something that I actually got out here and did right after planting was a 24-hour emergence study. So every 24 hours I came out, I put flags to see if we saw differences with our emergence. And what I found with emergence anyways was that the automated system, we had better and more even emergence rather than our settings that we had it on.
Yep. So we're excited to see how this turns out. We've compared this to other closing wheel systems that we've tested in the past, and then we've also compared it to just our standard closing wheel tail at various pressures. So we're looking at this in a lot of different aspects, and we're just excited to see how it turns out this year. So another new study for us this year that we're doing on both corn and soybeans is our Delta Force study. And this is kind of the one major upgrade to our planter that we were really lacking, that we were excited to work with Precision Planting on. And so Camille, we put out this study. What would we expect to see from a downforce study like this?
So a lot of farmers still have the manual settings, right? So you go out and you set your downforce and then you pretty much leave it. And we know that our fields are not always consistent. The soil type changes, the topography changes, and so if we just have that one setting, we're going to see issues with both late emerged plants and also restricted root growth. When you get too much downforce, you can start to get some compaction problems. So when we have an automated system that runs, we're going to see more of an even emergence, and hopefully we'll see a yield gain from upgrading to a system like this.
Yep, so we're excited to try this out. And again, this is the first year we've done this study, so we're just excited to get out here with the combine to see if it really paid to put this on the planter. So as you drive around the farm this year, you'll notice that things look a little different. There's some plots that look like we have a really bad stand, and those were actually planted intentionally. Camille and I are standing in our replant threshold study, where we looked at various populations. Many are much lower than what you guys would plant on your own farm. So Camille, do you want to explain exactly what we're trying to accomplish here?
Yeah, so I get asked all the time, should I replant this field? I mean, that's one of the most prevalent questions I get asked, especially early season. So what we did out here is we had sporadic spacing, because that's what you're going to see in a real life scenario. You're not going to see a uniform stand of 50,000. You're going to see that sporadic spacing. And so what Brandon did, they plugged some of the plates on the soybean plates, they plugged some of those holes, and they created that random spacing. So we have 40,000, 60,000, 80, and 100,000, but they're sporadically spaced out here. But what I've noticed, early on in this season, it looked really bad, right? You'd want to go out and replant. If this was your farm, you'd be like, Camille, I think we need to replant this. But what we've seen is these plants have started to really branch out. I mean, this looks almost like a tree. We have so much branching here. And so we want to make that in-season decision and help you guys to figure that out. And so what we did, we also compared it to 130,000 normal plant spacing, so our really average spacing. And then we came in and made a replant decision. And early season, we weren't seeing a lot of growth because it was so cold. So we waited until we would technically make that decision on farm. And so we came back, we planted 150,000 replant. So we're really excited to see what the best replant decision would be.
Yep. So again, we're trying to help you guys to make those in-season decisions that are typically pretty tough that none of us like to make. So we've geared a lot of our studies this year towards that aspect of your operation. So
Yep.
We're excited to see how it turns out.
Yeah, this is one of my most exciting studies. I can't wait to see the results. So I hope you enjoyed these videos today. If you'd like to come on one of these tours, you can contact your local Beck's representative and we'd be happy to give you one of these tours in private.
Yep. So again, thank you for joining us and we look forward to seeing you.